What's up, everyone, and welcome to Dueling Park News. My name is Chase, and we are here at Universal Orlando Resort to check up on our Hollywood Drift construction again. Now, it has been some time since we were last out here, and that video we got was actually the first official pieces of track installed for Hollywood Drift. And those track pieces are located over there towards the speculated entrance to Hollywood Drift. That's in the New York section of studios. Actually, if you look behind me now, you might not be able to see it, but we do got some, I don't know if you would call them updates, but there's some movement over here in this City Walk construction area. Just from looking in over here, we do see that there is some active construction going on. We see all of our lovely stakes set up behind the footers. And it looks like we have some more concrete piping and blocks over here while they move some dirt around, and the addition of what appears to be some sort of crane near the power station. We shall start there today first, and then we'll go check in on all the track updates back there in New York, because I do believe they've added some more. Coming up here to the top of the Hard Rock Cafe, I know I always mention it, but the little supplies staged area over here just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I mean, they are adding more to it. We can see lots of more piping, pieces, connection adapters, whatever you want to call those. Some more metal pipe over there, as well as those concrete structures, which I would assume go underground, connect all the underground piping for all the water. I do know each one of those colors for the pipes means something. The blue, the green, the pink, purple color. What those mean, I guess, relay back to the city of Orlando, and that's for all the water movement. So, good stuff. Here's a close-up look of those concrete structures that would assume hold piping. There are some dirt being placed over here, some mounds of dirt. Those concrete blocks over there, or boxes, are still not open yet, so I'm assuming something's going to come in the next few weeks for that. Then back there in the corner, I do see some conduit or more piping, and then all of our lovely stakes. About midway over here, it does look like they have kind of crumbled up some concrete. I wonder if that was from the footer that everyone online was saying was from the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket construction. I do see some yellow pieces in there, and if you recall seeing that footer from, again, what we all thought was Rip Ride Rocket, it did have a yellow top to it, so that could very well be it. Here is a better angle of that debris, and if we look closely over there with the blue tent, they are actually over there messing with those footers as we speak. So they have kind of dug another hole and are down there below it. You can see the workers below the line of dirt. We love building pits in this area, which I think is so fun. Remember a few videos back, I don't know how many videos it was now, but this was all a pit, got covered up, stations came up. They dug out some more right here for those 2 footers. Cover that up. Now we have another pit that they are digging out and possibly doing some more conduit footer work. I can't tell entirely, but I do see them scraping out one little section of that hole in there right now. Now, if you recall previously from the last video too, we had the tarp that was draped over the roof of this center block power station area. It does look like it has a roof now, and if we zoom in just a little bit more, you can kind of see it. We've got some piping and conduit running across the top. So what it looks like to me, maybe some roofing of some sort, but they are covering it up now. And take a look at that. We see a lot of orange speckled out in this area of footers. We've got some barricades up, blocking some conduits. We've got some around the transformers over there. We've got some around the switch track area. We did see a lot more of those last time. It looks like they finally have all that dirt leveled out now. The switch track is ready. It does look good. They've moved the barricades over. We're coming over here about midway in all of that area. We do see that they are working over there on something. They've also dug that area out as well. Possibly some more footer and conduit work. Also, thank you for correcting me in the comments in the last video. Yes, they are transformers. I had like a little bit of a brain fart and called them like little power substations. I don't know why. I knew the word for it and just, I don't know, I guess I can't multitask. And before we head in, here is a look at this crane being positioned over here now. So maybe eventually we'll see this guy shoot up all the way into the sky and start bringing in some track. But before we get any track over here, we need those supports. So I'm hoping by this time next week, we might see some supports being brought in. Maybe not up yet, but at least staged over here. Well, that's enough from the Hard Rock. Let's go ahead and make our way into Universal Studios Florida, and we will head back into the New York section, and we will take a look at all that lovely track that's been placed. I am in studios now, and something I forgot to mention was a new piece of Halloween Horror Nights merchandise dropped yesterday, so we will also check that out too. Again, when you are approaching the end of the little Minion Land area and towards New York where Jimmy Fallon is, we do have a set of walls that are still up right here. I assume that is just some concrete construction because the sensational parade, or sorry, not sensational, that's the night show. The Mega Movie Parade is coming back, and this is a very integral part of that pathway, so I would assume these are not going to last much longer. We are going to walk through the park instead of heading over there. That's the normal wall that we see that has been extended too. So we're just going to avoid having to like kind of get real skinny and walk past it. So we'll just walk through the park now. And just from walking over here, we can see that that blue track is beautiful. And let's take a closer look. And here we are taking a look at the beautiful track. First thing I noticed is that there's more track going into that station right there, as well as some of the siding and roofing being done to the station. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can kind of see the track going through the station now. We see the supports down below, they are holding it up. And if we look to our left, we see more of the siding going up. And then of course, if you look to the top, we see more of that roofing going around. Actually, they must have just placed some in there because the crane is still hanging in there right now. If we zoom in, you can see it hanging above the track. There's the little connection piece, and that's going straight up to the crane. We do have some more of that permanent siding. I assume it's going to be permanent because that is not the scrim anymore. So that scrim did not last long at all. That siding is up and it is heading towards the back of the station. You can kind of see where some of the scrim is remaining, but you can zoom in a little bit and you can see they're literally installing the siding right now. But we do got a lot of active construction going down below the track itself right here. I can't tell you what he's doing right here with this dirt. All I do know is that he's picking it up and moving it over here. Down there in the back, we can see some people standing up on the station itself with some of those excavators moving some items around. And of course, we see those metal rebars and roofing staged in this area too. Coming in right here, we do see them moving some stuff around below the track in the station. Wonder what they're doing. Let's take a zoom in right here. Not entirely sure. Looks like he's dancing to Taylor Swift, but can't tell you what they're doing really. And here is one last look at the blue track itself, as well as the supports, the siding going up, the roofing going up, and all of the construction taking place over here with the siding of the bays too. I figured I would stop right here at Finnegan's to take a look at the renovations happening in here. And if we zoom in, hopefully you guys can see it, but it is completely gutted in there. Roof to walls to everything. I mean, it is just gutted. And every now and then you can see some like dust fly up in the air. So they are actively working in there as we speak. I've also made it kind of a tradition now to ride Supercharged when I come out here to film the construction. So let's go ride Supercharged. All right, let's see if anything has left the queue this week. Guys, I am feeling so supercharged in this queue right now. Like, you could not understand how supercharged I feel. So supercharged. So we still have the missing car areas. The Mona Lisa did take over one spot for it, and that is because the section of queue over here, where the Mona Lisa usually is being transformed for Halloween Horror Nights queue. Everything in this portion of the queue still looks the same, and again, we are coming through here now because the other section is walled off. You actually see it right here with the black scrim down. That is being used for Halloween Horror Nights. Well, nothing out of the ordinary for the queue itself, but let's check out the gift store since everyone was curious about that in the comments. So this is the new line of merchandise that came out over in Hollywood when all their Hollywood Drift stores opened. Well, I guess really just the big one. Wild Speed, and this design is pretty much on everything. You can see it's got the checkerboard and neon look to most of the items itself. Spirit jersey's pretty cool, and who knows, I might have to get the tank top for when our Hollywood Drift opens. But you have your kids' t-shirts, you've got the shot glasses that show it too, and you've also got the blue jackets over here that, again, also have that same design. Behind me over here in the gift store is some of the picture frames with all those designs on it. I'm assuming this will be the ride frame that you would get for your on-ride photo. We will have some of these Tervises right here, a license plate kind of thingy. I don't know, it's very flimsy. We've got, some bags, as well as another t-shirt right here that says Fast and Furious. It's a beast. We also have a wall full of the die-cast models of the cars you see in Fast and Furious. For example, like Dom's Charger, Suki's Honda, Brian's Mitsubishi, and more. So plenty of cars to choose from, and some of them are the cars that are on the train for Hollywood Drift. We also have some basic Fast and Furious merchandise, like the coffee mugs, as well as like mechanic hat. Speaking of mechanic, they have mechanic gear over here. Here is a look at the mechanic shirts that I mentioned right then. They also have it for kids. They've also got like matching hats for it. They've also got nano models of, I'm assuming this is Dom's house, because this is Dom's house, and more. Actually, they surprisingly have a lot of the nano models. They've got some pretty sweet jackets as well. Here is this jacket's front, and on the back you've got the Fast and Furious design. Although this is a pretty sweet jacket, if you're asking me, I think this is a really cool design for it. I mean, it's just so unique for Fast and Furious. We have another wall of these die-cast model cars. I mean, you really can't miss all the cars in this gift shop. We even have supercharged merch. You better get it while it's still here, because hey, this ride closes soon when Hollywood Drift starts to near completion. They also have some like knick-knack miscellaneous items that you would find like in a garage, like these signs and license plates. So, if you have a man cave or garage or a woman cave and you want some signs, come over here. Crazy how much Fast and Furious merch they have compared to something that's like, Velocicoaster or, Hagrid's. Before walking out, I'm going to head over to the Five and Dime to check on the new item that dropped for Halloween Horror Nights. Spoiler alert, the first two characters you can buy for it are Jack and Oddfellow. So over here at the Five and Dime, we do have a new Halloween Horror Nights item. It is a little circus tent that does revolve. You can rotate it, and you can put Jack and Oddfellow on here. There is 2 more slots for characters when they come out later in the season. Alright, so I actually picked up Oddfellow and Jack's little circus tent thing, and I'm heading to the Legacy store now in City Walk because, hey, that is open. Well, without further ado, let's go into the Universal Legacy store right now, and you'll see the cool artwork that is displayed across the store. We do have right here all the Jaws merch, and this is the first drop of the new artwork on the merchandise itself. Other than that, they've got kind of like the portal cutouts again, like we saw with the preview center, but it's more so with the quote-unquote legacy Universal media, so Jaws, and then going across the store over here, as soon as we see the Pop Mart in the middle, we do see that we have a Monsters and E.T. one, and for the most part, the Back to the Future, E.T., Monsters, and Jaws look really good, but the rest of it, the store's just kind of meh. That's going to wrap up my video here today at Universal Studios Florida. We got to see some of the Hollywood Drift construction taking place, and a look back at these tracks have been put in along with the supports. We walked around the park, rode supercharged, got to see the Halloween Horror Nights drop, and then we made our way to the Legacy store. The Legacy store is kind of just like an empty space to me. It's the same merch you can find all throughout the park, except for like the new additions of the artwork. But it's just the Jaws artwork you can buy. I would rather have that whole one that looks like the old school Universal posters. But again, you know, whatever. Hey, it's open, it's there. I'm sure it's making some money. But closing it out, I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for following along, and I will see you in the next update video.